boat. Amen. You'll have to get out of that safety net that you're, amen, because let's just say it, if we're out there in the ocean, I want to be in the boat.
Yes.
I'm just saying. If I'm going out there, I want to stay in the boat. You know, I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame the other 11 for them all 12 not jumping out at the same time. I don't blame them at all. But I do see an evidence in Peter, and I see something in that account of history that shows me that when Peter had faith, amen, and he believed in him, that's the way we are. Amen. Whenever we stepped out for Christ, we came to that altar and we began to pray. Amen. It took that same amount of faith to get up out of that pew and to come down to that altar and, yes, and hoping and just, you know, with everything that we were breaking and we were, you know, at the point we were breaking and crying. And why? Because we had reached a point where we, you know, couldn't live any longer like we were, and the Spirit of God began to draw us, and amen, we knew that if this don't do it, I don't know what else. I don't know if anybody else got to that point, but I did. You know, before I got born again, I'd gotten low, because I'd pushed him away, you know, for so many years. But whenever Christ come in, and the love of God came in, the Spirit of God, amen, the fellowship with God, when that came into our hearts, it made all the difference in the world. Amen. It changed us. It changed each one of us. And therefore, we're not what we used to be.
That's right.
But we know that our love is made perfect. We may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as He is, so are we in this world, overcomers. Therefore, there's no fear, or there is no fear in love.
Amen.
Not the world love, but the love of God. It drives out the fear.
Amen.
The fear of what? The fear of not making heaven.
Amen.
You know, the world is not worried about heaven.
That's right.
They're not really worried about it at all. They're not thinking about it, but I'm thinking about it every day. Mm-hmm. You know, I get in that car and take off, you know, and I mean, this could be the day, Lord. I could see you step out on those clouds. You walk outside, you see some of them old clouds, and they rolling, you know, and coming by, and you say, man, he could be on the next one, coming by. At any moment, I could hear him say, come on. It could be just that soon. So there's no fear there, though, because I know I've passed from death to life.
Yes.
He said, what's the mark of it? I love the brother. How do you love people that don't love you? How do you love people that are unlovable? How do you love? Because it's not me, it's God in you.
That's right. Right.
His perfect love has casted out fear.
Amen.
Ready to make heaven my home. He said, fear has torment. The child of God doesn't have torment. Amen. Amen. The child of God doesn't live in torment.
That's right.
It may be hell around you, but you can live in peace in the middle of bad situations.
That's right.
Amen. I can't tell you how many countless testimonies I've heard of Christian women through the years who love God, and but they had to endure hell at home. I mean, the more they loved God, the worse their husbands would get, and the more that they would, you know, do things and say things and act in ways. And there's going to come a judgment day for a lot of these men that have. I've not witnessed it, but I've heard, you know, beaten and molesting and you know, misusing them sexually, just trying to, you know, show them that God ain't nothing, that it's them. They're what's the strength in that family. And there's going to be lots going to have to face up to that.
Amen.
But even in that situation, he says, perfect love casteth out fear. And see, Brother Elmo, when you break it down like that, we're not just talking about, you know, everybody sitting around eating bonbons and talking about how good God is. When you get to looking at situations like that, you get down to the meat of actually what's happening.
Amen.
And you have to know that you know that you know that perfect love casteth out fear.
Amen.
Perfect love casteth out fear. Why? He says, because fear has torment, and he that feareth is not made perfect in love. So he or she that has fear or has that torment living in them, or feareth, has not yet allowed Christ to come in that heart.
Amen.
Because he does a complete work, Brother Robert.
Amen.
He does a finished work.
That's right.
He does a finished work.
Yes.
We have to believe Him and we have to trust in Him. I thought about these young people that prayed the other day. And and I said, whenever they walk out these doors, they're going to face an enemy. And I said, they could have touched the very face of God when they was there praying.
Amen.
I believe God was in the house.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
They could have touched the very face of God. But through the course of a week, they could let it go. Because they don't let it take root.
Right.
I mean, that troubles me. That men and women can get that close and then lose it or leave it. Coming to a close. They're blowing me up. He said, we love Him because He first loved us. We love Him because He first loved us.
Amen.
I'm thankful tonight that I know, amen, the love of God for myself.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
And I'm thankful tonight that because He loves us and sent His Son to die for us, that we can have life and have it more abundantly.
Amen.
Amen. Aren't you tonight?
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen.
I appreciate each one of you tonight. Amen. I want us to stand and go to the Lord in prayer. Amen. Brother Robbie, if you would. Amen. But God bless each one of you tonight. I appreciate you so much. Amen. Keep each other in your prayers. Lift each other up. Strengthen and encourage each other. Amen. Don't forget Sunday. Come